This here is the Solo Portable Vaporizer. This model is made by the same company that makes the Extreme Q, which is a very popular whip-style vape that you plug in. So the Solo is powered by an internal rechargeable lithium battery, and it's about as tall as a can of soda, just not as wide. And it actually does have a little bit of weight to it, which makes it really feel like a solid unit. This model is actually one of the better portable vaporizers I've tried, and there's only a couple of downsides to it. It's also fairly simple and straightforward to use, and it only comes with a few parts. So before you can start using this vape, you'll need to charge it up, and it does come with a wall charger included. However, it's important to note that with the included charger, you can't charge and operate this device at the same time. This isn't a huge deal, but what it means is that if the battery runs out halfway through your session, you'll need to plug it in and let it charge for a little while before you can resume vaping. This probably won't happen, however, because one of the cool features is that it does indicate how much battery power you have left every time you turn it on. So you'll be able to gauge if you have enough power for a full session or not. So to turn the unit on, you push the two arrow buttons at the same time and hold it down for 1 second, and then it'll beep and immediately show you how much charge you have left. Alright, so you'll see that my battery is fully charged, and then it immediately goes to an idle state until you select the heat setting. So right now it's not heating yet, it's just waiting for you to tell it what to do. So with the Solo, just like the Extreme Q made by the same company, I've found that it works best set between 383 degrees and 392 degrees, which on this unit is either the 4 or 5 setting. So on this vape it has 7 preset heat settings you can pick, which are labeled with numbers 1 through 7. So 4 or 5 is really the sweet spot in my opinion, but as I make it a point to always mention, the best heat setting to use really is personal preference. So what you should do is experiment on your own to find what setting you enjoy the most. So once you hit the up arrow and the indicator reaches your desired heat setting, the unit will start to heat up and this red light will blink to indicate that the heater's been engaged. And if you keep an eye on the indicator lights, it will also show you what temperature the unit's currently at. So it starts off at 1 and then it will slowly get up to 4, which is what I set. So while it's heating up, you could put the unit aside and grab one of the glass stem pieces, which is where you're going to pack your herbs. Alright, and it actually comes with 2 stems. One of them's just straight and one of them's a little angled. And this little part sectioned off on the bottom here is where your herbs will go. So what you'll do is you'll grind up your herbs real fine, and like most vaporizers, the Solo performs best with material that is more on the dry side, because stuff with a lot of moisture in it doesn't seem to vape very well. So once you have your stem piece packed and the unit reaches your desired temperature, you could insert the stem into the top of the unit. And to expose the heating chamber, you just pull off the little cap here. Now the way that the stem fits inside the heating chamber is a little weird, because for me, the first time I used it, it didn't seem like it was going to fit in that well at first, almost as if it was too wide. But then after playing around with it for a little bit, I got it to go all the way in like that. And you would think that this would mean that the stem would be held in there tightly, but I found that it actually does wiggle around a little bit, and it's not exactly a really snug fit. But what I'm trying to say is that if you were to turn this upside down, let's say, this stem piece might fall out. So I've heard mixed reports from people about how the stem fits inside the chamber, and it seems that there's a few different versions of this vape floating around that were released. So the model number of the one that I have here starts with M107, if you're interested in that. So the unit itself will reach the temperature you set fairly quickly, generally in under a minute or two, but before you could actually start vaping, you'll want to insert your stem piece and let it sit here for another minute or so for it to heat up. And what this will do is give you better vapor draws right from the start. So after waiting that extra minute for everything to heat up, you can start taking draws. Now one of the first things you might notice, which is different from a lot of the other portable vaporizers that are out, is that there seems to be a good amount of resistance when you're taking your draw. And what I mean by that is that there doesn't seem to be as much airflow through the heating chamber as some other vapes. So when you're actually taking your draw, it might feel like you need to pull a little harder than usual. Now this doesn't seem to affect the quality of the vapor or how much it produces, it just might take you a few times to get used to how it feels. And on that note, one of the things that I really like about the Solo is that it produces some of the best tasting vapor that I've found from a portable vaporizer. And the heating element and the chamber seem to do an excellent job at vaporizing your material without under or overheating it. Now, because of the slight resistance you'll feel when you're taking your draw, I found that it's a little difficult to get big vapor clouds from this thing, but if you take a nice slow 10-second draw, you should consistently get a nice medium density vapor. And also, a nice little bonus feature is that these glass stems they provide, they actually fit perfectly inside the standard 14mm or 14.5mm slides that most water pieces have. And some people have found that filtering your vapor through water can actually help smooth it out and reduce possible irritation. And I tried it out myself, and it actually is pretty cool. Just keep in mind that if you are going to do that, you'll have to pull pretty hard and take a long draw to really get a good amount of vapor because of that resistance that it has. So the Solo also has an automatic shut-off timer, which will turn the unit off automatically after running for 12 minutes. And this is just about the amount of time you'll need for a full session, but if you find that you need more time, you could just turn the unit back on immediately and resume vaping. And through my testing, I was able to get about 8 full 12-minute sessions before the battery completely ran out. Then you need to plug it in, and it takes about an hour or two to fully recharge it again. Now, one of the last things to consider with the Solo is that they don't include a carrying case or anything when you buy it, so if you do plan on actually carrying this thing around with you, you'll have to have somewhere safe to keep it so that the glass stems don't break by accident. Overall, I think this is a very good product, and I'm sure I'll be getting a lot of good use out of it. And I do recommend it and think that it's a great portable vape. So if you think this vape is right for you, go to solovape.info, which will take you right to the store I got mine from, and they are a fully authorized dealer with excellent customer service, so I definitely recommend you check them out. Otherwise, if you want to see some more reviews and see how the Solo compares to some other similar vapes, check out my website, vapecritic.com. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them my way, and thanks for watching.